Happy New Year. Today is your real estate market update, and it is January 13th, 2025. I hope you're having a great start to the year. Today, we'll look at what's gone on historically in the triangle. We'll look at what's going on today, and we'll finish up with projections for 2025. So I'm going to share my screen, and we will get right into it. I thought I'd start with something different today. We'll look at Durham County and Wake County and how the year shook out. 2024 compared to 2023. So we'll start with Durham County here. And just to put it in perspective, Durham County has about 340 people living in it. And nationally, when we look at the trends nationally, inventory was up across the country. Sales were down. But because we still had limited inventory, home prices were up. Now that's across the country. How does Durham County and Wake County compare? Well, when we look at Durham County, you can see new listings were up 10.5%. Closed sales were down, but only 1.5%. And we still had that pressure on prices. The average sales price was up almost 2%. The average sales price for the year in December or in Durham County was almost $474,000. It took about 3 weeks for homes to go under contract. So this is from the time the home went on the market as either an active listing or coming soon to the time it went under contract was about 3 weeks. How does Wake County compare? Well, Wake County is a much larger county. It has about 1 million people living in it. And when we look at new listings, they were up 15.6%. And while sales were down in Durham County and across the country, they were up almost 1% in Wake County. And then pressure remained on prices. The average sales price was up just over 4%. The average sales price in Wake County, $580,000. And it took about 18 days for homes to go under contract in Wake County. So from the time the home came on the market till it went under contract, about 18 days. So that's just a snapshot, high-level view of year over year. Let's drill down to the trend line. This looks at the entire Triangle MLS, the city of Cary, city of Raleigh, and city of Durham. And we are going to look at the average sales price in these areas. Each data point is 1 month worth of data. So when we look at December, it's just for the month of December. When you look at this box over here, this is comparing the average sales price December 2024 to December 2023. And you can see the average sales price was up compared to last year, December of last year, in all 4 areas. Our month supply you can see it's trending down. It's been trending down the last couple of months. And this is normal for the fourth quarter. We have seasonality. Less people put their homes on the market around the holidays and things like that. Some people wait until we get through the end of the year. Some folks want to wait till the spring market. There's also less buyers in the market at this time as well. So this is just kind of natural seasonality that we've seen. But when we look at the month of December and the month supply of homes in the MLS, it was 2.4 months supply, Cary 1.1, Raleigh 2.2, and Durham 2 months supply. And you could see in some of these areas like the MLS in Raleigh and in Durham, it's showing to be an increase. And someone might look at that and say, wow, Raleigh, 22% increase in month supply of inventory. But when you look at it, it's, a 1 and a 2 month supply. That's really not a lot of inventory. A normal balanced market is around a 6 month supply. So we really still have very limited inventory. I would say it's still a seller's market here. And we're a long way away from a 6 month supply. And I share this often that it's been probably about 10 years, maybe a little more than 10 years since we have seen a 6 month supply in the triangle. When we look at days on market, we touched on that briefly. We'll look at the average days on market. You can see what happened. When you go into the springtime, obviously the days on market goes down because there's more buyers in the market. The market moves a lot quicker. And then as you get into the winter's months and it slows down a little bit, homes stay on the market a little bit longer. What I would say is, the fourth quarter and the beginning of the next year is typically a great time to buy because there's less buyers in the market. Homes are staying on the market a little bit longer, things like that. So it's really a buying opportunity when you get into that end of the year, beginning of the next year. When we look at homes available for sale, I'm going to take the MLS out of here. You can see we saw the same trend as month supply. So over the last few months, the homes available for sale has trended down in all 3 cities. They do show to be up when compared to December 2023. But again, we see that same trend with seasonality where we see inventory coming down, and we see that same trend when we look at new listings. But when you look at homes available for sale, all of it was up compared to December 2023. And when you look at inventory available for sale, it's up compared to December 2023, except in Cary. And so that is our trend lines and what's happened historically in the triangle. What is going on today in the triangle? In Raleigh, Cary, and Durham, we narrow down a little bit further here. What's available and coming soon, just over 1,950 homes. This includes resale, and it also includes new construction homes. So if we narrow down to just new construction homes, of the 1,950, 667 are new construction. This is a great opportunity for buyers today. There's more new construction homes available for sale. We're seeing more and more inventory homes being built. This means that the home's under construction and it's in some stage of the construction process. So it may have just been started, or it may be almost 100% done. It's just waiting for the buyer. And that's for someone who doesn't want to go through the design process. They don't want to pick everything, or they might not have time to. So I would say there's probably more homes available for sale than just 667, because not every inventory home gets listed in the MLS. So that's something to think about if you're a buyer in the market today. What's under contract right now in Raleigh, Cary, and Durham? Just over 1,200 homes. Of that 1,200 homes, 506 are new construction. And then what has sold so far this month? Well, we're in the 13th of the month. We've sold 211 homes, closed 211 homes so far this month in Raleigh, Cary, and Durham combined. And last year in January, we closed 646. So we might be a little bit behind last year's sales pace, starting out a little bit slower when compared to last year. So that's what's going on today in the Triangle area. And finally, I wanted to finish up with the 2025 housing market forecast. So I'll start with a quote. Most areas will still lean towards a seller's market due to limited inventory. We just talked about that a little bit. 2-month supply, 1-month supply, that keeps us in that seller's market here in the Triangle. However, those markets that have seen a surge in inventory will definitely be more of a buyer's market and will be susceptible to price declines. I don't anticipate seeing price declines in our area just yet, but we'll see what happens as we get into the year. We expect house prices to continue to grow although at a slower pace. This is according to Freddie Mac. I think the same thing is true here for the Triangle. We just don't have the inventory available. We have a steady migration of people. North Carolina was one of the top states. I think it was number 2 with regard to how many people actually moved to the state. A lot of people are migrating here to the Triangle. That's why we have so much development, new construction, communities, apartments, things like that going on. I drive around and I see new stuff all the time. So the area is really, really growing and expanding. So I do expect that we'll probably follow the same pace, that we'll see home prices increase, except at a slower rate. This is home price appreciation forecast. These are a whole bunch of experts that are all smarter than me, and they're projecting what's going to happen in 2025 with home price appreciation. There are 2 that are projecting that we're going to see either flat or a decline in home price or home price depreciation as opposed to appreciation. Majority of experts are saying we're going to see appreciation, but at a slower rate. So if you average out all of these experts, you end up at around 3% home price appreciation, which is a healthy, normal appreciation as opposed to what we saw during the pandemic. Mortgage rates are also projected to come down, and this has been the trend line since 2022. You can see what's happened. The majority of experts are saying that at some point this year, maybe around second quarter, third quarter, we're going to fall between the 6 and 6.5% 30-year fixed rate. And I would say, in working with buyers and with sellers, anytime we see rates start to come down, you see more buyers enter the market. So when we get into the 6 to 6.5 range, demand really picks up, and we definitely feel it in our market. So this is what mortgage rates are projected to do over the course of the year. And this is what experts are saying, specifically mortgage rates are going to do. So again, you see most of them are between that 6.5%, except for Redfin's at about 6.8%. And then if you averaged all those out, you end up at 6.3%. So forecast for 2025 30-year fixed mortgage rates. And as of right now, I looked at Mortgage Daily News earlier, and we're over 7%. Now, when this slide was done, it said it was at just under 7%. But this shows mortgage rates by decade, which I always think is interesting to look at. And, you can see what has happened over the years. The difference is obviously in 1980s when mortgage rates were 12.7%. The home prices were so different than what they are today. So you really can't compare mortgage rates today to that time period because just the prices are so much different. But I always think it's interesting to look at the current rate is just over 7%. I think the 50-year average historical is just under 8%. So even being at just over 7%, we're below that historical average. But you can see over time what has happened with the mortgage rates. So mortgage rates, and this is according to Lawrence Yoon, chief economist at the National Association of Realtors, mortgage rates have averaged above 6% for the past 24 months. Buyers are no longer waiting or expecting mortgage rates to fall substantially. And I am seeing this in my business where people are just having to get back in the market, either because they need a place to live, they want to try to beat the spring market before home prices start to really go up and more buyers enter the market and it gets real competitive, or they've just had a major life change and they need a different house. So whether it's bigger or smaller, or maybe moving from a townhouse to a single family, buyers are in a better position to negotiate as the market shifts away from a seller's market. I agree with this as well. In our market, especially right now, there is a buying opportunity. I mentioned earlier, homes are staying on the market longer. There's less buyers in the market right now. If you could swing it at the higher rates, it's definitely worth exploring purchasing a home if you're considering purchasing a home this year. Inventory is expected to increase. Realtor.com says existing home for sale inventory will increase almost 12%. Altos is projecting 15%. This is great news for buyers. It means there's just going to be more opportunities for you this year than there have been in the past. Home sales are expected to rise as well. So all good news. So everything is increasing. So, you have mortgage rates coming down. Home sales are projected to increase. Home prices are projected to increase, and inventory is projected to increase. So a lot of good things going on for 2025 if you're thinking about buying or selling. Now, home sales, this goes back to 2019. You can see what happened in the pandemic. We kind of rose up. We peaked in 2021, and then we started to trend down when rates went up, and we trended down. And experts are saying that 2024 should be our bottom out year, and we're going to start to go up from here. So 2025 projected 5.1 million sales. And there's a lot of experts that are contributing to this particular slide. But projections are that we're going to see an increase from 2024. And obviously, if you look at this, it'll probably be a better year than 2023 as well. So the complexities of the current conditions mean that now more than ever, it's smart to lean on the guidance of an experienced local real estate agent if you want to enter the housing market in 2025, whether as a buyer or a seller. Let a pro lead the way for you. This is not my quote. This is according to Bankrate. And I just always want to say, if you need help or if you want more information on the real estate market, if you're exploring, if you're thinking about moving to Raleigh, want more information, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm always happy to help in any way that I can. If you want more information, more videos like this, check out my YouTube channel, Welcome to Raleigh. It's a great resource with a lot of good videos on there. I look forward to talking to you again soon, and I hope you have a great day.